Hi everyone, it's Dasher Dave here again. I'm back for another crafty video. So, these, I really love these. Now I know that they are associated with something that's not particularly in vogue anymore, so smoking. It's not a popular thing anymore, and good, I'm happy about that. But what I do love, I don't want cigar smokers to stop having such beautiful boxes. That's the only thing. So I have a little collection of these. I tend to keep my ephemera in them. I used to have my birds in this one, but now it's been decanted into a bigger box. And I've got some that are really old that have been used from when I was at school and everything, and they've got like, I don't know whether that was a school one or whether that was a, anyway, it's had pens and things in it. This is a newer one, it's got some bits in it. Then you've got these, which have got all my Tim Holtz people in. And anyway, I was thinking, I really fancy having a go at making one of those. So that is what I'm going to do. So I'll be back in a second. When I say that I want to make one, I don't have any balsa wood. So I'm going to use some grey board. This stuff. Sometimes it's called chipboard. We call it grey board. So this is I think it's 2 millimeters thick, I believe. Let me get my little device out. If I can get it out. This is I can't remember what they're called. There you go. A caliper, digital caliper. So if I make sure that's 0. Hang on, zeroise it. There we go. And this measures in millimeters, 2 millimeters thick, I think. Yeah, 2 millimeters. So that's a 2 millimeter piece of grey board, which is the equivalent of, let's see what that is, about 1/8 of an inch. So, clear it. Oh no, there we go. Clear it now. Okay, so it's roughly 1/8 of an inch thickness, but specifically it is 2 millimeters. So what I did was I've cut all of these pieces out already. So I'm going to make it out of grey board. So what I've done is I've got a base and a lid. So the base is smaller than the lid because the base is going to have the sides glued to it. So the lid takes into account the extra width of, so it's about 4 millimeters bigger than the base on both sides. So these are going to be the end pieces, and then this is going to be the side, and then this is again 4 millimeters wider so that it encompasses the end pieces. So this one, can't remember the measurements, but I will try and tell you. So this one measures 20.4 centimeters, and this measures 15.6 centimeters, or 156 millimeters, or 206 millimeters. And then this one measures 210 millimeters by 16 millimeters. Okay, 160 millimeters. So that's slightly smaller, so that when I put these edges on, it will make it into the right size box. So if you don't have grey board, this is not a tutorial by any means. This is just me watching me make it. I don't have one already made, other than my ones that are pre-made, but they weren't made by me. If you don't have any grey board and you want to do something like this, a construction thing, then you can do it, and all you're going to need to do is, for every one that you're cutting out, every piece that you're cutting out. If you're cutting out a card, you just need to make sure that you cut enough layers of it to turn it to the same thickness. So this is 2mm. These two are exactly the same thickness now, and this was 5 layers of card, I believe, and it's turned into, you know, a significantly strong piece of card, just as this is. So you can make them if you don't have grey board. So if you don't have grey board, also you might want to look on the back of like notebooks and that sort of thing. The spiral bound ones tend to have a piece of grey board at the back. So just a tip, it might not be grey, but it's probably grey board. So just need to make sure that I've got the right one. So this is my base. Now the only thing I don't have is clamps and things to hold it together while it glues, and you're gonna have to bear with me. There'll be a lot of cuts in this video because I can't speed time up for you, but I can speed the video up, or cut the video out actually. So I am going to just glue this all together now. So, and then hopefully when you next see it, it'll have taken a bit of shape. So I will try to show you what I'm doing as I go. Come on. Just need to get the glue flowing first. So yeah, just inspired because I just thought I really like them and I wonder if I can make one. So I don't know whether I can, and this might go horribly wrong. You might never see it. So, and if you never see it, then you're never going to know, are you? Now, I don't know whether maybe I should have done it with hot glue. The problem with hot glue is it's hot, and we've met. And I'm, as you know, I'm a bit accident prone for some things. I don't think me and hot glue are a good mix, especially on a video. So we want to kind of glue it without it falling apart. Or we can glue it and let it fall apart. Right, okay. Plan B. Plan A doesn't work. Use plan B. Right. Glue gun. So, hopefully you are back. Otherwise I haven't started the video again. So what I'm going to do is I'm now going to use some hot glue. I've got my oven non-stick liner down because I thought it was probably a good idea on this mat, and that way then I don't have to lift this off here. It'll just hopefully not stick. So I am going to attempt to do it with this. Now I'm not particularly good with hot glue because you have to pull a trigger and form a bead of glue all whilst not burning yourself. So, not always easy. So I'm hoping that it doesn't glue down to the mat, which it already has. Although good, it is non-stick, so it's fine. Yes, that is much better. That makes a much better bond. Okay, so that's that, and we'll put this end on. So, like I say, not made it before. Not a tutorial. It's kind of I've got some ideas about how to make it and about what I'm going to use for the various pieces, but it's more a case of can I, rather than I'm going to. I want to know if I can make it rather than knowing I can. And, you know, it's always good to do these things on camera because, well, you know, I like to share my trials and tribulations. That works much better. Magnifique. And then this is going to go on the side. which it might fit. It does fit. Oh my gosh, it's like it's actually meant to happen. Oh. Getting a straight line on this bit is not as easy. You have to be fairly swift with a hot glue gun because it sets. And it might not be the prettiest on the inside, but you know what? It'll be mine and I don't care. Right, already dipped my finger in it, so. It's not quite lined up, but can I do something about that? Oh, I know what does work. So if you do stick something, now this is not something you should do, but if you have this problem, you can remelt, apparently, glue, hot glue especially, with a heat gun. So by remelting it, you can just do that repositioning that you might need to do, which I do need to do because I got it wrong. And also, it's now not got any glue in it now. So do I need some more in there? Yes, I do. In fact, I'm going to take that whole thing off. I'm going to take all of this glue off it as well. I'm not happy with it. So at least it comes off. I know it comes off now. You need to take it off and bring it back down to the raw edge, otherwise you'll get gaps in the gluidness. So I think I'm going to have some kind of strengthener on the inside. But I'm also going to cover it, which I'm hoping will strengthen it too. Is that all the bits off? Near as damn it, right, I'll get rid of them bits. So, on this edge, right, I think I'd rather go more is, I don't know why I suddenly thought that that was hot there, but it wasn't. More is less, rather than less is more. I'd rather have more on there. Who are you calling a moron? Than not enough. Ow. Hot glue. I think there are gloves that you're supposed to wear with hot glue, but guess what I'm not wearing? Those gloves. Said gloves aren't being worn. So there we go. So that's that bit. Definitely got it all over my fingers. And then this one is going to go on here. Hopefully not fall in like that. Oh, it will fit. So I do love this glue gun. I mean, I don't use it very often, but I do love it. It's a Bosch one. It's actually meant for like DIY, but I've completely messed that up. I've got it all down the sides of the box. There's like a whole gloopy runniness. Oh well, I can clean it up. Ah, that's very hot. Very, very hot, Dave. It's very hot. Flip that over. Squash it down. So these bits where I've got glue on the edge, that's fine. I can get those bits off. Oh, I've got it all. Oh, it's all over me. Well, I knew it would be an adventure, so good job this mat's down. It was a good call, Dave, doing that. So rub. Hopefully I can get the worst of it off. We'll just say that it was it's not a great day at the factory on this day when they were making this one. So I don't know, they've just been told, I don't know, they're getting a pay cut or something. I'd love to know where they're made. Oh, you can imagine going to the factory and being able to select them without having to go down the route of waiting for some poor person to go and buy some cigars. I mean, I don't get them off eBay, but I do feel guilty that somebody's having to... I mean, they're not having to smoke them for me, are they? So it's beautiful boxes. I don't know whether they still come in such beautiful boxes. And there used to be... When I used to live in Coventry, there was a place called Salts that was a tobacconist. So it was a specialist. And they always had these boxes, and you could just go in and buy them, and they used to be, you know, I don't know, about £1 a box. They're not £1 a box anymore. I won't tell you how much I paid for my last lot, but it was a treat to myself, so... Well, okay, I'll tell you. It cost me £8 for 2, which I guess isn't a huge amount, but like it's more than the £1 a box than I was paying. But that was a long time ago when they were popular, when people smoked a lot. So that's that. So that's, we've got our box shape. So really, that's what I wanted, my box shape. I am going to reinforce it, like I say. I'm going to wrap it. I'm going to cover it in something. And I think what I'm going to need to do is have some kind of an edge round here that it can glue to. I don't know how sturdy it is. Do you know what? For now, I'm not going to bother. Let's use a knife, a blade, Dave. Just cut it away from you so that you're not slicing anything off. Always a good idea if you don't cut it off. Cut the box bits off, just not the person bits. And don't cut towards you, Dave. Do as I tell you, Dave. Okay, if you're better at glue guns than I am, then maybe this is more of a job for you. But I have definitely burnt my finger. It's like that scalding heat as well, because it's molten. It never goes away. So, that having been done, we now have a lid that hopefully will sit on top of all of it. It does. Don't you just love it when it actually works? When the thing in your mind's eye is actually what actually turns out, rather than the thing in your mind's eye is it's a sorry comparison to what you've got. Not a sorry, a better comparison to what you've got. It's a sorry sight to see, whatever you have in front of you. That's happened to me a lot. That's why it takes me so long to come up with new ideas for creating stuff for my YouTube channel, because some of the things I think, that's great, I'm going to do that, and then when I actually make it, it's terrible. It doesn't look anything like I expected it to. Right, I'm going to put a bead of glue down the inside this edge just as a bit more support, using the nozzle to kind of smooth it out. Like I say, it's not going to be a thing of beauty on the inside. In fact, it's terrible. Oh, great, Dave. Well done, Dave. Oops, put your stand back up. Your kickstand, like a motorbike. Oh well, like I say, it's my first time making it, and I'm making it on camera. I'm not hiding it. It's like Frankenstein. It's not bad. I used less than one glue stick. Well, it does look like I've been making candy floss. Or whatever. Ow! Dave, stop doing that! Putting your finger in molten glue and then peeling it off and taking the skin with you. What's it called? Candy floss in other parts of the world. Fairy floss and cotton candy. But in the UK we call it candy floss. So. But don't eat that because that's molten glue. So there we go. So that's the don't look inside. But or having shown you, don't look inside. And then we're going to make this as the lid. So what should I do? Should I turn that off? Yes, I'm going to turn that glue stick off. I can always plug it back in if I need it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover it. So I'm going to cover it in something fairly plain, I think, because it's, when you look at the boxes, it's more about the edges than the inside. The panels is really usually quite plain. That was not a great example. I'll show you the bigger ones. They've got a plain bit on the inside. So let's have a look at what we can cover it in. Do I cover it or do I paint it? Do I have anything to paint it with? If you paint it, Dave. Should I cover it in some kind of a... I could cover it in coffee dyed paper, couldn't I? I think I'm going to cover it in this. It's fairly thin. And it's nicely dyed. It's a bit mottled. It make it look a bit oldie and goldy. So do I want to cover the inside? Probably, especially to cover up this horrible mess. But what could I do on the inside? I've got some, well, certainly had some tape. Oh, that's what a tape is. Okay, well, I won't use that then. So, no. I thought I had some tape, but I can't find it. So, I'm going to use this. If I do the inside first and have it hanging out over the sides, then I can do the outside and make it neater. So, I'm just seeing if half a page will be, yes, that's sufficient. So I'll go half, if I half some of these, let's tear the things off. Now I'm going to keep these bits that tear off because they look nice on journals and random places. And then if I just tear all of these in half, I'll use a ruler. Out of the way. No, don't move that out of the way. You want that for knowing where half is. Cool. Okay, so I'll take a piece, stick it in there, and kind of get an idea for where the corners are. then cut there, cut there, fold that up a little bit, just so I can kind of cover the insides like that. So that can go there, and those flaps can fold down. Yeah, and then those bits that stick up at the sides, they can be folded out. That's fine, I think. How am I going to glue it? I want something that's got some movement to it, so let's use some of this stick glue. This piece of scrap paper, and use this. So I'll come back to you when I've done the first piece, and we'll see what happens from there. This bit has been done. Let's do some more, and I will meet you back here when I've kind of filled the inside. So where I am now is I've done the inside. It's not fantastic, but it's fantastic to me. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover the outsides. I'm going to use the straight edge to try and get that straight up there, although I am going to cover it, but I just want to get it as straight as possible, curving it round, chopping the bottom so that I can fold it in. So once I've done that, I'll come back to you. So I'm back. I have covered it top and bottom, inside and out. I've even done the lid, and now we're at the point where we want to make the decorative edge. So what I was thinking is, I've had two thoughts about this. So we want to make this nice decorative edge. Now this is gold, this one. I don't have any gold, but what I do have is I do have lots and lots of washi tape. I've even got some no, not that, some what's that called, metal tape, what's it called though, copper tape. So what I was thinking is using either some washi tape, which I've got that one there. What else have I got? This is an ideal opportunity to use all of those bits that you perhaps wouldn't normally, because they might be a bit garish or a bit bright or something not really buying into. Not that one though. So we'll use that. Either use that one. Oh, I've got an issue. One of my drawers won't close. Something underneath it, or some paper. So I could either use the washi tape or the paper. Now, which one do I prefer? Do I want the blue? Do you know what? I might go with the yellow. Do I have enough if I do use the yellow though? Or if I go with the red, I'll definitely have enough. Let's go with the red, simply because I can. So we're going to need to cut this into strips of, I reckon, about an inch wide. About an inch wide, I think. So, right, this doesn't have a straight edge, so let's cut the edge that is straight. We'll go 1 inch, and we'll see what that looks like. So this is going to be over here like this, and it's going to be over the edge. Yeah, I think I like that. I'll do that. So I'm going to cut this down into lots of 1 inch strips. But like I say, you could use washi tape if you've got washi tape that you want to use up. What you will have to do is you'll still have to glue it though, because washi tape is notorious for peeling itself off at the time. Like, you think it's stuck down and you turn your back 5 minutes and it's completely unpeeled again. So I'd rather have more than I need, so I think I'll do there, and I'll see whether that's enough. Can always do some more. So now we've got these strips, we're going to have to glue these, so I'll get some more scrap paper, and we're going to have to glue them round the edges. So I'm going to do the lid, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue each piece individually. So rather than trying to make one piece stretch all the way around, I'm going to glue it individually. So I'm going to cut there. And shall I use this? Yes. And glue this all the way around the edge. So again, I will do this one with you, and then I'll come back to you when I've done the others. I want it to sort of sit fairly straight. Maybe I should have folded it in half so that I knew what the middle was, but I guess it doesn't really matter. Right, one thing I've just realised, well, just thought about, is I will need to stick the lid on. So if we have that as the front edge, and then we need to glue that, attach that somehow so it hinges. So I think if we use a piece of a bit more of that coffee dyed paper, maybe a couple of slices of this, so I don't want to go right up to the edge because it's got to go inside the box. I'll go to there. I don't know whether that extra light will help because the sun has started to go in. Well, started, I think it has gone in. I was going to use a couple of pieces and then only found one. Right, what I'll do is I'll use... will that be big enough? Yeah, that'll be big enough if I cut it in half, won't it? Do I need to even cut it in half, Dave? No, you could just glue it down together, couldn't you? Yeah, let's glue that together. So I'm going to glue it to itself first. Like that. Peel it off. So that's sticking to itself, and just make sure that that's the right width now. And we glue that on there, and there. Will it fit? Yes, and will it fit in there? It might be a little tad too wide for that bit. What about that side? Yeah, it's still a tad too wide. So we'll use scissors to snip it down. Go a little bit more than that. And that fit? Oh, perfect, that. So what is going to be easier? Let's do it this way. So I'm going to fold it in not quite half. No, I'm going to fold it in half. I'll fold it in half, and then I'm going to glue that bit first, which is going to be easier. Yeah, let's glue it to the lid first. Completely cover the tab because it's holding the lid. I could have used maybe some fabric, but I don't need it to be perfect. It's not going to be holding any great weight. Oh, right, okay, it needs to be a little bit further in from the edge because we've got to allow for the lip that we've got all the way round. It's about the width of that piece of card, I think. So it sits in because we want it to sit like that, otherwise if it had been right on the edge it would have sat like that. So yeah, and then what we'll do is we have it like that, and I realise you're not going to be able to see a huge amount, folks, but let me just glue this down and then you'll be able to see what I've done. So line that up with there, flip that in. We want it to sit like that. Is that going to work? How is that done? Oh, it's also got it on the front as well. Maybe that's, oh yeah, so I've made that lip there. So it sits on that lip. No, that's, oh hang on, that may be too far over. Yeah, that's alright. It's not, I mean, it's not going to be perfect, is it? Because I've made it, so it's not a genuine one. So yeah, let's do that. Let's do it like that. So now I need to put the edging around this bit. Get the glue off my finger. So here we are. This is where we currently are with it. So I think it's looking great actually. So I just really love it. I'm going to have a think about what I want to go in the middle, because I want it to have some kind of a picture like this. Now I'm going to have a rummage through and find something, and then come back to you with it. And also I want to make not the harmful things, but they sometimes have these look like seals on them, and I'd like to make some seals. So maybe that's what we'll do in another video. I might do it in this video. I will see. So I will pause the video here, go and have something to eat, and then I'll see what happens. So anyway. So I've had a think about it, and I think this is what I want. I'm going to have this on the front of here. So you have to excuse my fingers, they're covered in glue. I didn't go and have something to eat. I've just had a quick look through. I'm going to use one of these offcuts as my seal thing. I'll ink it a bit so that it looks a bit of a different colour. So because it's very much the same colour as the rest of it at the minute. So yes, I think that's what we're going to do. So shall I have rich mocha? I don't know whether this is going to be too dark. Let's use a brush rather than a thing. Oh. Well, that didn't make any difference because all it did was just make it. No, it's because it all moved, hooked up. So I'm just gonna. I'll just go in with the whole thing if I'm going to make it that dark. I guess we need it to look quite dark because we need it to be a completely different colour, don't we? So to what we've already got. We'll trim it down and make it look more seal-like. Ow, ow, ow. Every time I say seal. Every time, Dave. So, actually, I quite like that colour. No. Yeah. Just stop doing that, Dave. Just stop doing that, Dave. Oh, and that. And that. Just. Oh! What did I just say? What did I just say? So, I'm going to use that. And I think I'm going to stamp it in some VersaFine. And I think I'm going to use the green that I have, wherever the green is. Where is the green? There. No, that's blue, Dave. That's green. Saw the green, put my hand on the wrong thing. So I was thinking maybe we only need it to be gobbledygook, so it doesn't really matter what it. So maybe I ink this up. In fact, actually, maybe I'll do that, but maybe I'll give it a border first. So I need a stamp thing. Where are my stamp things? In the bottom drawer, Dave? Possibly, yes. Should we use this as it's to hand? What flavour edge do I want? I'll go with that flavour. Sorry, I've just got to get my bonds in the way. That's right. Not going for authenticity, we're just going for looky-likey. Yep, that's good. And then again, we want on the end. And we'll go to, well, we'll go to wherever it stops, which is just there. Cool. So that's what we've got for that. Where is my other stamp thing? Oh, the actual acrylic block this time. Oh, that's it, that'll do, that one. Maybe stamp that in a different colour. Maybe go for purple. Although I've just stamped that in green. Oh, I could do this in purple. In green. What should I do? Maybe not that one. Let's use this. Just going to cover that edge up. Cover that edge up. And then when we stick that on there, it won't stamp on that bit. Oh, I like it. Not a lot, but I like it. So if we do that, and then, oh, maybe we'll leave that on, actually. And we'll put, I don't know, maybe this stamp. What else have we got here? Some mushrooms. I don't have enough room for them. I don't have mushroom. Yeah, I know. I don't get out much though, so you just have to laugh. Laugh along. No, not the purple. Don't think the purple is right. I think I'm going to go for the red. It's burgundy. Go red. That's that one. And we're going to kind of lightly stamp this. Well, we're going to. Ideally, we're going to lightly stamp this. We're going to put it at a weird angle. Like that. Yeah, that looks quite kind of effective, doesn't it? Like certificates, no, certificate-esque, nus. None of those are words. Just pretend you don't know me. Under there. So now, if I tear this off on that edge, and then ink the edge, now that I've torn it so it doesn't look too newish, and I think we have that kind of on the side. Like that. So we want it not to interfere with the picture, ideally. So we have it on the front, like that. And then, is that the front? That is the front. And we have this on, and we're going to ink this back so that it doesn't look too new. More in keeping with the rest of the look. And you know, ideally this would have been a great opportunity to use some, like, if you digital papers and stuff. I just thought, while the birds are out, might as well get, you know, the birds are back in town. In town, Dave. Enunciate. The boys are back in town. Don't try and sing it, Dave. Right, that's on. Let's stick that on there, not too far down and not too high. The Goldilocks effect, just right. Just making sure that I am recording. Am I recording? I am recording. That's a jolly good job, because like it could have gone horribly wrong. And then this is going to go, so we are a bit lower than it was. So all of that there. And we'll tear it open, and it'll sit round there, and that'll be our seal. Ow, ow, ow. Stop it, Dave. So we're going to have that there. You want? Oh, I'll tear it open when I've got it on, I think. Oh. I want a bit of glue, but quick. There we go. So we will stick it down. Someone will say, "Where's the glue?" It's here, Dave. So that's where it is. So I'll stick this down, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue around the edges, and then we will call it a day, I think. Oh, Brian's just asking me if I want a cup of tea. Of course, always. So I've just put a mixture of the glues on it just to make sure it sticks down properly. Yeah, that's the right way up. I'm going to go up to there, down around this edge, down to here, and underneath. And then I'm going to use my nail. Hopefully, we'll let it dry first, because it'll just go horribly wrong. Because once that bit's dry, I don't want it to tear too perfectly. I want it to be a bit looks like it's been forced open, which it will have done. Will be. And we can always ink the edges. Sorry, I'm just trying to open it. Just trying to break that seal that I've just made. Stop it. I'm going to use the back of my blade. I don't want it to be a perfect line, so I'm going to use the back. There we go. Cool. Okay, so it broke nicely. And then, well, it might not be nicely to you, but it's nicely for me. It didn't break with a perfect edge, is what I was worried about it breaking with. There we go. That's our seal. And we could put a number on it, I guess. Let's put a date on it. In fact, I'll use this bit of offcut here. I'll ink down the edges before I do anything with it. I do have a random number generator, don't I, as well. Let's do this. We don't want the year. We just want the last bit. We're going to go like that, and then we're going to put a random number on it. I have one. Not there. Where is it? Where's me rat? Oh, it's there. The random number generator thing. Check which way up it is. It's that way up. And just snip it down a bit, make it a bit shorter. Put the lid on that. You can have that on there, on the end there. There we go. So that's our remanufactured, looky likey, or maybe you might think doesn't looky likey, our box. Let me just get rid of these things. So there we go. That's it. So that's my take on this. I mean, you know, I could probably put some wording on it, or you know, next time you see it, you might say it like that. But generally, I think it looks quite good. You know, it's a fairly decent facsimile. And yeah, I'm really pleased with it. So I hope you are too. I hope it's something you might give it a go of. You know, it's not hard to make. It might be a bit lengthy to start with, making all of the grey board stuff and that. You might do a better job of gluing it together than I did, but it worked, and it doesn't look terribly glued together, does it? It could probably do with a bit of ink on it, so kind of just make it look a bit more old looking, but you know, I can do that as I talk to you now. But yeah, I'm really chuffed with how it turned out, and I would definitely make it again, and definitely will make it again, because I'm going to learn from the things that I learnt before, which is basically don't use a hot glue gun, Dave, because otherwise you're never going to have fingers again, or sensation in your fingers again. But it's a nice little project that has just been something that has been, you know, something. It was basically, I was lying awake the other night thinking, I wonder if I could, and here I am, having done it. So when I say wonder if, I know I can. So there you go. So thank you very much for watching. Don't forget, my name is Dash of Dave, and I love you all without exception until you give me a reason not to. So don't give me a reason not to. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to give this a like. Please comment. Let me know what you think. See if it's something that you might consider doing yourself. So there we go. Thank you very much for joining me. I'll see you in the next video. Take care, folks. Lots of love from me. Lots of hugs. And I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye.